coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from the palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And a top of the morning to you and yours. We're back in the saddle on this August 26, 2021.
Oh, you are so not a morning person.
You better not say that. I am a morning person.
Okay, that's weird. Why are you here?
I am here because I am paid to be here.
I'm a superhero. You're not.
Well, I don't know. I beg to differ on that one. I will definitely argue about that. It is 6:07 on the Get Up and Go show. Mr. Clock, what time is it, please?
It's now 6:07 a.m.
6:07 a.m. on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. We're back in the saddle after a day off yesterday, and we are here better than ever, and we are going. I think we broke the sound barrier, Bonnie.
I think so. I think we blew right past that last streetcar.
Yeah,
I swear.
Definitely so.
And driving through the raindrops, too, this morning. We had some serious rain throughout the night, right?
You know, I woke up this morning, and I'm in my office getting all my stuff ready, and all of a sudden, I hear, like, torrential downpour. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? I look outside, and the heavens opened up.
What time were you hearing that downpour, Evan?
I want to say it was exactly at 4:07 and 35 seconds.
4:07 this morning?
35 seconds in.
You know, that's weird because I didn't hear a thing. I didn't hear a whole raindrop throughout the night. The weird thing is I didn't sleep very well either last night. It was one of those rare nights where I have to get out of my own bed and go sleep in another location to get to sleep.
That bad, huh?
Did you ever have that?
No, because I can't sleep in another bed. I see my bed, it's like molded for my body. So because I sleep on the one side all the time, it has like a permanent indentation in the bed.
You put your mark on it, so you're
pretty much
the
like
most comfortable sleeping there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when I go out of town and I go to sleep in a hotel, forget it. It's the worst. I just don't sleep. Oh,
I can sleep like a baby in a motel room, especially with the hotel that has the really divine, nice, clean sheets. You know, and the pillows that are just so. You know, they're just like perfect head sinking into that feathery kind of pillow.
Hate those pillows. My pillows have to be stacked like as high as the Empire State Building. I sleep on two very large body pillows at home.
Really?
Yes, and then I have a pillow behind me and a pillow in front of me. So it's like a horseshoe. I'm like in this horseshoe type of thing.
Do you sleep on Rachel's pillows?
Well, no, but I hog the bed though. She literally complains all the time that I need to move over because I only give her like that much room from falling off the bed.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, I can't sleep on my side of the bed all the way at the edge. I don't know what it is, but she says that I constantly am moving over to the point where she like has to kick me every now and then.
So she's the one in the relationship who has to go to another room to sleep once in a while.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes that does happen.
But yeah, hardly any sleep during the night. And I'm surprised I didn't hear any rain falling. I didn't hear a thing with it raining. I watched the news with the meteorologist saying, wow, we got soaked. And then I got outside and I heard the tree frogs and all the frogs.
Oh, I hate that sound when I get up in the morning.
I love that sound.
I hate that sound because when I open my garage door after it's rained all night, I never know what's going to jump on me. and then when I open my car door, it's like I'll see one on the window of my car door, a tree frog.
That's funny.
And I won't go near my car door at all. I'll get like a stick and I'll like tap it so it'll jump away. Yeah. And I got to make sure the stick is long enough because them bad boys, they could jump like 10 feet in one shot.
It's funny that you are afraid of frogs. And then Mike, that used to be the morning person here. He was afraid of birds.
Yeah.
I guess any kind of birds. And my big fear is not frogs or birds, but bats. And when I ran Saturday morning, I must have gotten out during just when right before the sun was coming up, but you could see sort of a clear sky.
Right.
I don't know. Right in my general area, there were 3 or 4 bats, and they were flying really low. So
Wow.
I was really
spooky, huh?
creeped out. Yeah. I
Wow.
mean, I don't think bats can't see. I think they just have like a radar or something.
Well, they got eyeballs. They got to be able to see where they're flying.
But when they say blind as a bat,
That's insane.
I think they really are blind.
Okay.
Actually, I'm pretty sure. I have to look it up.
You know what? I have the perfect place for you to look that up. It's called Google.
Okay.
And ask Google, are bats blind?
Are bats really blind?
Are bats really blind? Tell me what you come up with.
Okay,
I'm curious.
Let's see if
I want to know.
A myth.
Inquiring minds want to know, is it a myth or is it true?
Yep, true or false. And no, bats are not blind.
There you go.
Bats have small eyes with very sensitive vision, which helps them see in conditions we might consider pitch black. They don't have the sharp and colorful vision humans have, but they don't need that. Think of bat vision as similar to a dark adapted mister, whatever that means. Mister.
All right, well, there you go. There's your answer. Blind as a bat.
So they're not really blind. Maybe they just can't see as well as us.
I guess.
But I've never been a bat before.
I wonder if a bat needs glasses. Who knows? Anything's possible. So I did a thing yesterday, Bonnie.
Yeah.
Did something I've never, ever done before my entire life. I took myself to breakfast. That's not a thing, is what I'm talking about. I went to the Cracker Barrel yesterday up the road from here.
Did you buy things?
Miles. Okay, no. But I was very depressed when I walked in.
Yeah?
The reason I was depressed after I walked in was they had Christmas stuff up already.
Oh.
Yeah, that's just not right. We haven't even gotten to Halloween yet or Thanksgiving, and Cracker Barrel's got Christmas things up already.
Oh my gosh, that surprises me. Now,
yes.
Yeah. Now, I've seen the Halloween things up
Yeah.
all over the stores, but not Christmas yet. But the Cracker Barrel, they're kind of getting into it.
They got Christmas stuff up, but that's not what I'm talking about, though. That's not what I'm complaining or going to tell you the story about. I get in there and I sit down and I order my breakfast. I order the Sunrise Sampler, which consists of a couple of scrambled eggs, hash brown casserole.
Oh, I got to try that casserole because everybody raves about it.
Candied apples, ham, bacon, grits.
Oh, what a good feast.
And sourdough toast.
I can just smell it too. I can smell that breakfast cooking.
Sourdough toast was in place of the biscuits and gravy.
Oh,
and a large glass of ice cold milk to boot.
Right.
Now, where I was sat in a corner, which is fine by me because I was not near anybody. And I had a whole view of the restaurant. Now, sitting directly in front of me, 4 tables, was 2 gentlemen having a conversation.
And then Gary Busey walked in.
No. Okay. Then to the left of me was an elderly lady having breakfast by herself.
Yeah.
Then kind of diagonal to the left of me was another couple, man and a woman. And then a lady and her child were having breakfast.
Very nice. Very nice.
They're enjoying themselves. And I called the waitress over and I said, hey, I need you to do me a favor. I said, I want you to give me the bill for that couple, that couple, that couple, and that couple.
You paid 4 or 5 couples' bills?
Bought the restaurant breakfast.
Really, Evan?
I did.
Wow.
I paid for the restaurant, whoever was in there.
Yeah.
I paid for their breakfast.
That's a pay-it-forward story that should have gone viral.
Well, not really, because I had a moment and God talked to me. And he told me to do this. He said, you need to do this. So I did it. And when I left, I put a post about it on my Facebook page, and I put it on another page that I'm an admin for. And, I'll have to tell you, after doing that, the feeling inside was like, wow. It was like, I don't know. It was like something was lifted off of me. It was like, it just felt really, it made me feel, I can't even explain it. It's very hard to explain. But you know what? You should try that if you're listening out there. You should try that sometime. And I've seen people where they go through the drive-through and they will pay for the person's food behind them.
Behind them, yeah.
And then that person will pay for the food behind them. And eventually, somehow, some way, the chain will get broken because somebody just doesn't want to for whatever reason. But I'm telling you, go into a restaurant sometime and it's very rewarding to do that. And I said to the waitress, please don't tell these people that I did this.
So did any of them find out? Was there a leak, you think?
No, because I said you can inform them that their breakfast was paid for by someone else, but please do it after I walk out the door.
But maybe they saw you and thought, well, maybe his breakfast was paid for too. And they didn't know you were the person paying.
Don't know. Nobody will know the actual honest to God truth. But that's just the way it all went down yesterday.
What kind of bill was it?
It was over $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was over $100.
That's not
plus,
bad.
Plus the tip.
For 4 or 5 people, that's
it was more than 4 or 5 people. It was 2,
good.
4, 6. It was like 8, and I'm 1 is 9.
Yeah.
So it was 9 people. So it was over $100 plus tip.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, how much breakfast could 2 people eat? But then again, they may be hungry.
Yeah.
But it was kind of funny to watch the waitress walk up to these 2 guys that were sitting there. Their bill was already on the table. So she had to go and get the bill and think of a reason why she had to get the bill. So I heard her what she said. And she walked up to him. She goes, excuse me, I need to get your bill. I have to correct something that's on it that's incorrect.
Oh.
So she took it, walked to the back, and then gave it to another waitress to bring over to me so it wouldn't look obvious.
Oh, right. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was secretly done.
Yeah. So she brings me all these, like, I've got like 5 bills in front of me, and I went to the front discreetly, and the lady at the front counter looks at me like, why does this guy got 5 different bills? She's like, and she says to me, she goes, why do you have all these? I'm like, because I'm buying all these people's breakfast.
And then did you go inside the store and buy them some Cracker Barrel gifts?
No, I didn't.
You weren't feeling that generous.
No. Well, I mean, I would have.
Buy a little pancake mix.
But I will say this much. The waitress that waited on me when I told her what I wanted to do, she started to cry. She got very emotional.
Whoa.
Yeah, she got really emotional. She got very taken back by it.
Yeah.
It really caught her. And she goes, wow. She goes, the world needs to have more nice people. And I'm like, yeah, the world does need to have more nice people because there's way too much meanness in this world.
Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't happen every day.
No.
I think that was a great pay it forward that you did.
Oh,
and I think there was one other story too out of northern Florida, might have been, where somebody went to eat in the restaurant and left the whole staff a $10,000 tip.
I saw that
too just the other
day.
Now
I can't afford a $10,000 tip. Okay,
well,
that I can't do, but I'll buy random people breakfast.
But yeah, what you did, I mean, that can be like a very big bill.
It was just kind of really cool, I mean, it was cool to do. It just it made you feel good. It made you feel warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, now I got to do something good for someone today.
Just go somewhere and eat and just buy somebody's breakfast.
Buy some people's,
or go to a fast food.
Oh, maybe pay an old lady's groceries. That would be a wonderful.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to even be an old lady. It could just be somebody's groceries.
Somebody,
not somebody that's got an awful lot. Because I mean, I don't know your financial situation, but it just could be somebody that maybe in a speed line or whatever you want to do.
Pay somebody's toll. I'm always on the turnpike.
Yeah,
paying my toll.
I mean, that's a great idea to go to a grocery store and pick up a few things, and as the person's in front of you, you can see what they're buying. As they go to slide their card, you can just say, "Wait a minute, don't slide your card. Let me slide my card."
Right.
Just like that.
I'll slide mine for you. And another thing might be the BOGOs. Like when you get, like when it's bread, like buy one, get one free bread. Or maybe the King's Hawaiians buns, like I saw the other day. Sometimes,
those are great.
Sometimes I want to pick up on them, but I'm thinking, me and Gary will never eat all that bread before it goes to waste. Freezer, or you can maybe think of somebody who might enjoy the bread to drop it off to. I've thought about that a time.
There's Michelle. Michelle's on Facebook this morning, and that's who gave you that little care package.
Thanks, Michelle. This is great.
Yeah.
I mean, I came in here and told Evan who brought me this. He said, my friend Michelle, and everything in this bag here we can use. This great mug. I got a great notebook, magnets for the refrigerator,
You
pens,
got all sorts of goodies.
and it's things we use.
Yeah.
Really, thank you so much.
You know what my wife was most impressed with in her little care package that Michelle gave her?
Pens.
Damn right.
Pens.
Damn pens. I'm telling you, the first thing she said when I gave her the plastic bag, she says, "Is there pens in there?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, there sure are pens in there." And she dumped it out, and sure enough, the first thing she went for were the damn pens. Telling you, she loved all them damn
Added
pens.
some more pens to her drawer.
Yes, for sure, without a doubt. But Michelle is a deputy sheriff with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, and she has a canine, but it's a therapy dog.
Oh man,
that is used to comfort people.
Yeah.
The sweetest little thing.
Oh,
sweetest little thing.
I would like to pet that little dog.
And it just so lovable. And Michelle actually met my dog. Remember, my dog doesn't like anybody.
Yeah.
Well, she says to me, she goes, "You're going to bring Kai out?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "What if she bites me?" I'm like, "Oh well." It's exactly
did Kaya like
no
Michelle?
Yeah, Kaya, she like kind of lunged at her at first and growled, and I gave Kaya like a semi command like it was okay, and Michelle met Kaya and she actually pet Kaya, and Kaya warmed up to her. So that was like kind of like a big shocker.
Wonderful.
As far as that went. It is 6:22. It is news time right now on the Get Up and Go show. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A state education leader, a doctor who downplays many COVID-19 precautions, and a couple of parents were among those testifying Wednesday in support of Governor Ron DeSantis' ban on mandatory school mask policies, now defied by 10 Florida counties which have enacted them. A 3-day trial before Leon County Circuit Judge John Cooper that stems from a lawsuit challenging DeSantis' order banning mandatory school masks was nearing its conclusion. Parents from a half dozen Florida counties suing the governor say his ban violates the state constitution, which not only requires a safe public school system, but also gives school boards the power to operate, control, and supervise schools within their districts. The lawsuit by parents from Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Alachua counties argues that DeSantis wrongfully assumes that state authorities can better determine the local health risks and educational needs of students and teachers. More than a year after 2.5 feet of rain flooded them out of their homes, 8 of 10 homeowners appear ready to take buyouts from Martin County and Hobe Sound. Appraisals of the non-historic homes recently were completed by an outside contractor, paving the way for the homeowners finally to move out of state and federal funding. The flood-prone homes soon will be purchased by the county once the State Division of Emergency Management finishes review of the appraisals in 3 to 4 weeks, said Jim Gorton, County Public Works Director. The county will demolish the homes and turn the lots into dry retention areas. They're going to make the lot about 6 to 12 inches lower than the edge of pavement, Gorton explained. We have 90 days from the date of closing to demo the homes via the contract that we have with the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The state and federal agencies will reimburse the county more than $3 million to purchase the 10 homes. Almost another $900,000 has been budgeted for 3 historic homes, but the county is still waiting for approval to start appraisals for them. Delta Airlines will charge employees on the company health plan $200 a month if they fail to get vaccinated against COVID-19, a policy the airline's top executive says is necessary because the average hospital stay for the virus cost the airline $50,000. CEO Ed Bastian said that all employees who have been hospitalized for the virus in recent weeks were not fully vaccinated. The airline said Wednesday that on September 30, it also will stop extending pay protection to unvaccinated workers who contract COVID-19 and will require unvaccinated workers to be tested weekly beginning September 12, although Delta will cover the cost. Employees will have to wear masks in all indoor company settings. And lastly, the former correctional institution west of Vero Beach provided an eerie backdrop this week as longtime crime-busting TV icon and local celebrity John Walsh filmed an episode of In Pursuit with John Walsh, which returned for a third season August 18 on the Investigation Discovery Channel. Walsh, age 75, who hosts the crime-fighting show with his son Callahan Walsh, showcases unsolved cases from around the country and urges the public to get involved finding missing children and catching fugitives. During a break in filming, Walsh called the prison site that closed in 2012 a great location to use as the set for an upcoming episode of In Pursuit. One day after re-signing with the Seattle Seahawks, veteran tight end Luke Wilson says he is walking away from football. In a statement posted Wednesday on Twitter, the 31-year-old Wilson wrote that he spent days in the hospital during this offseason with a severe pericardial effusion, which is a buildup of extra fluid in the space around the heart. The Seahawks released Wilson on Wednesday, leaving them with an opening on their 80-man roster. News Time 627 will have weather and traffic together next.
.628 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, we're not finding any traffic accidents happening here during these early Thursday morning hours. US 1 is looking fine, and major highways nice and clear right here. At the moment, just look for, the rain showers on your way to work. There's your latest look at traffic. 79 in Stuart, and in Horsens, Denmark. This morning, it's 58. Here's more on our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s, scattered showers and some storms possible for the morning commute. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy downpours and lightning. Rain is expected to clear throughout the late morning hours, but clouds lingering throughout the day, highs in the low 90s. Tomorrow, scattered showers and storms possible through the early evening hours, staying hot and humid with highs in the low 90s. For the weekend, rain chances about 40 to 50%. Saturday, the wetter of the 2 days with highs in the low 90s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
It is 6:31 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It is the, let me think here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's the Wednesday morning edition. Let's do some viral videos. Okay, Bonnie, so I saw this one this morning and I thought of you because it pertains to cats. Okay, let me turn your mic on there. There we go. Go ahead. Hold on. You hit your switch off on your microphone again. You turned your switch off. Turned yourself off. There you
There's
go.
There's that little
there
switchy thing.
There
you know,
go.
it's funny you have a cat story because later today we are taking care of like 3 or 4 cats. Are coming to our home for about 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, wow.
While our good friend has to get the cats out of his home.
Really?
So
How come?
4 or 5 hours, I'm going to have some foster cats.
All right, that'll work. Well, you know, people really love their cats.
Yes.
They do. And why else would a cat video not go viral? So here's a video that went viral of a guy demonstrating the proper way to hold a cat. And the key is to support its butt.
Oh, I like this because it really makes me kind of upset when I see people holding a cat in an improper way.
So, Bonnie, I'm going to have you dissect this video as I play it, and then I want to get all your thoughts on this video. Okay, here we go.
This is how you're going to hold your cat so they're not all squiggly. Squiggly is a technical term.
Here we go.
When holding a cat, you always want to support their butt. Never hold a cat without supporting their backside. Some kitties will let you cradle them like a baby. Notice that I'm still supporting their backside. Some cats like to nuzzle your chin and sniff your mouth. Notice I'm using my elbow to cradle his backside. Then there's the football hold.
The football hold.
Just like you're running with a football. And now I've got his backside pinched with my elbow
Cat
against my
face
side.
forward.
The key to carrying a cat is to make sure the cat is comfortable and well supported, so their body isn't dangling. That's when they get all squiggly.
And,
all right, so what are your thoughts on that?
Well, he's perfect, and what a perfect cat man right there. But yes, when they do get all squiggly, you know, there's the moment where you get a little scratch up by your eye or a little scratch on your arm when they get squiggly, and yeah, you do want to hold them right. And
I did notice in that video, though, when he showed you how not to hold the cat, I noticed right away the cat's back legs started to go like this.
Yeah, they started
it was like
running.
It
wanting
felt
to
like
run.
it was like falling or something. Where supporting the buttocks area, it gives it a sense of stability.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like cradled, you know, just like you would hold a baby.
Right.
Not, you know, you wouldn't, I don't think you'd want to grab your baby round his arms and, you know, just hold him under the arms. The little baby you want to cradle.
Right,
and,
exactly.
You know, little kitty cats, well, they're the same way.
Here's another video of a gentleman that's gone viral. He's called Abu the Flute Maker. Abu the Flute Maker.
Okay.
This guy plays a saxophone, but it's not your ordinary saxophone. Excuse me. It's made from PVC pipe. This guy is a legend.
Oh my gosh.
In Baltimore. And he makes musical instruments out of objects that he finds.
How neat is that?
So let's listen. I mean, look at that thing. It looks like a saxophone, Bonnie. See?
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly does. Made from PVC pipes.
The guy's really good. He's playing a saxophone, PVC pipe.
And you know, those pipes are they're new looking PVC pipes. I noticed they're not stained or rusty. So he wants his instruments to really look cool and pretty.
Well, it's all plastic.
Yeah.
So it's not going to it's not going to get any. Well, they may get stains, but plastic won't get rust on them.
Oh, right.
But yeah, it's just really cool.
Yeah.
How he did that, and he took the time to make those instruments out of all that stuff.
That's very creative.
So that's that's very super cool.
Wonder if he did all that stuff, like started creating like that during the time off from COVID-19, and when we had all that time off.
I'm sure he had a lot of free time on his hands.
It's a lot of creativity, let me tell you.
Did you know 32% of people say they are really good at being very humble? Very humble. Are you a humble person?
Not really.
No? Okay.
I sort of am, but there are times when I do get boastful. I'd say I'm 75% humble.
Okay.
But we have our moments.
That's
so
true.
I can't.
Well, everybody
I
does.
cannot boast that flavor of me being humble.
I get humble when people start like for instance, what I did yesterday. Like when people start, it's just, I'm very humbled by what you're saying, but it's just something I would do.
That's just in you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's
do something nice for people.
Did you know that if you add up all the numbers, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. Did you know that if you add up all the numbers from 1 to 100 consecutively, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., so on and so forth, do you know how much it totals? Take a wild guess.
You mean like with all the numbers in the numbers, like 12 being 1 and 2?
No. If you add up all the numbers consecutive, so it's 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5
through 100,
all the way to 100.
It should be. Is it 101? Like a trick question like that? It should be 100, right?
If you add 1 plus 2 equals 3, 3 plus 3 equals 6. 3 plus 4 equals 7. So you're adding them up as you go down the chain.
Oh, I don't know. I'll say 149.
Oh, you're so way off.
Really? I thought you were going to tell me I'm so close.
No, you're so way off. 5,050. If you add all the numbers from 1 to 100 and add them all together, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6.
5,050?
5,050 is the answer.
No kidding, huh?
Yes.
Wow. So
I would have never thunk that either.
So are you going to try that today? I'd have to break out the calculator.
Yeah, I would have to break out my calculator too.
Yeah.
I just alone, I mean, 99 plus 100 is 199.
All right.
Just that alone. So then you add in 98 and you add in 97 and 96 and it all just starts adding up.
That's fascinating. So I guess I wasn't that close.
Just a tad bit.
Yeah.
Just a smidge. Just a smidge.
Right.
Did you know 70% of women in a recent survey said when they see a guy driving a sports car, it's a sure sign of insecurity. So if you see a guy driving down the road, 17% of women think that he's insecure.
But really?
Yeah. It's a sign of insecurity.
Just to have a fancy sports car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not always thinking that, but I'll admit I do find it funny sometimes. Sometimes when I see like an older man, driving one of these sports cars to impress, I do get that funny feeling that they're going through a midlife crisis or something once in a while. I do get that feeling, in all honesty.
Our good friend Rick down in Miami from Marrying Millions, who we've interviewed on this show twice.
Oh yeah, how's he doing?
He drives a sports car.
Oh yeah,
he drives
we've seen that.
Car.
Yeah,
but he's got a lot of money.
He's got a yacht too.
Yeah, he's got a yacht. he's got a sports
yacht.
car. He's got probably has a
rings.
plane we don't know about.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think he's insecure or anything like that. Now, I don't think that him and Erica are together anymore.
Oh, they're
because
not.
I've been following like their Instagrams and things like that.
Yeah.
And I have not seen one picture of them together in months.
I bet her dad is happy.
I definitely think her father's way beyond happy.
Yeah. I know he wanted to see her with a guy much more her age. From what I remember.
Yep. Did you know that a survey finds 45% of us believe in reincarnation? Reincarnation. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm not too sure. I don't have all the answers. I'm really unsure.
Okay.
There are parts of me that think, like I have a picture at home of I think it's in Paris. So I do wonder sometime why I look at certain things in pictures, why I'm drawn to them.
Do you ever think that you're going to come back in another life after you pass on as something else?
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
A
lot of people believe they will.
Yeah.
45% believe they will come back in some form of reincarnation.
What percentage?
Which is fascinating.
What percentage?
45%.
Oh, that's it's a big
pretty
percentage.
high. That's almost half the population.
These people are like thinking they're going to come back as like a horse or something, or
no idea.
maybe a tree.
Donkey, a tree.
I mean,
come back as a donkey.
I don't know.
Or otherwise the slang word.
remember I talked about my friend Pete?
Yeah.
He once said that if he ever was reincarnated as a cat, he would want to be Bonnie's cat.
There you go.
That's what my friends would say.
You get spoiled.
Yeah.
Did you know there's a new study out that reveals that just simply using the word snack can make you gain weight?
Simply using it?
The word snack can actually cause you to gain weight.
So you said it 2 times now.
So I've gained a pound.
You incredible.
Snack. That's 7 pounds.
Saying you're going to be expanding
I'll be
here,
expanding.
right in front of my eyes.
Get me a different chair or something.
Oh my gosh.
Need a wider chair. Put a sign wide load on my backside.
And I didn't say it once.
No,
oh, thank goodness.
What does SNACK spell?
I don't know. I don't know how to spell now.
What is something called that you munch on when you get an urge to eat?
Munchies.
There you go. All right. I'm going to get you to say it before the morning's out.
Yep.
Did you know a coffee shop is the number one place people leave their cell phones? People will leave their cell phone behind in a coffee shop.
Kind of makes sense because, you're drinking coffee and you're out either studying or on your cell phone looking at things.
Yep.
Yes.
Here's a great bit of information. Did you know, Bonnie, that married people suffer from heartburn more than single people? Married folks suffer from heartburn more than single people.
Because their relationship is so spicy.
Exactly. That's got to be the only reason.
Eating the spicy things together.
That's the only reason. Now, according to Good Housekeeping, a Good Housekeeping survey in the magazine Good Housekeeping, 59% of people say they still have a VCR somewhere in their house. I will raise my hand and proudly say I have a VCR in my house hooked up to a TV in the spare bedroom.
All right.
That works.
Do you watch the VHS? Do you get the videos?
I have VHS tapes coming out the wazoo.
And you
at
still
my house.
will put one in once in a while?
No, it's in the spare bedroom.
Okay.
It's just in there. And it works.
You have it.
I have it. Yes. And we have like all these Disney flicks from when Gavin was younger. And these things have got to be worth something. I'm going to have to look into this. I'm going to have to look into this. But we do have a working VCR in my home. That works.
We don't have a VCR. I do have a DVD player.
That's normal.
In the attic.
People have in the attic.
Yeah.
What's good is it going to do you in the attic?
We just get so many, different channels now. I haven't had to really use my DVD player.
Do you have DVDs?
I might have a couple. So I've never really collected on them.
Okay.
Or anything.
Yeah, because everything's digital now.
Yeah.
There's so many platforms to watch music on nowadays. I mean, you got Roku, you have the Fire Stick from Amazon, you have Netflix, you got Amazon Prime.
I think Hulu is one of our biggest go-tos. I've been watching a lot of HBO Max.
That's another platform.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to watch movies now. Who needs DVDs
It's
anymore?
almost oversaturated. It's like
you could take a DVD and just throw it like a Frisbee, or be like a Chinese ninja and hoo-yah, boom, like that.
But, people are just, I guess it's just like more and more ways and excuses to not get outside and take a nature walk or something.
Yeah.
There's too much TV.
Did you know 50% of people in a recent survey said that they cannot remember their prom song from high school? Their prom song. I didn't go to prom, so I can tap out on that one. Did you go to your prom?
I went to prom, but I can't remember the song. I think one of our graduation songs might have been Never Say Goodbye by
Gloria.
Bon Jovi, maybe? Or Never Say Goodbye.
Gloria
Never
Gaynor
Say
has
Goodbye.
Never Say Goodbye in a disco version.
Oh.
Never can say
Never Can
goodbye.
Say Goodbye. Yeah, but that would have been before me. That song would be older than our but I think it was Never Say Goodbye by not Gloria Gaynor though, but I know that song.
Okay. But 50% of people cannot remember their graduation song.
Or the prom song. The
prom song, yes.
Why don't I remember? I remember.
Now you're going to think about that all day today.
I remember 7th and 8th grade, the song to dance to, the slow one to dance to.
Don't say it.
Don't
say it because that's a hint at people's age.
People knowing my age.
Yeah, people will know your age. And I know you're very protective over that.
It was an REO Speedwagon song.
Oh, geez. You had to go and say that, didn't you?
I think it was.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't Keep On Loving You. They wouldn't use that for a 7th grade prom.
I just want to keep on. I think that might have been. I think we danced to that.
Okay.
Yes.
How about Make It on the Run by REO Speedwagon?
Oh, you Take It on the Run.
Take It on the Run, yeah. See, that would be one for prom. Take It on the Run, baby.
That was the slow dance song.
Yeah.
I think was Keep On Loving You.
Mm-hmm.
And another song I liked by REO was Don't Let 'Em Go.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Whenever I hear the beginning of that, that's like a turn up song in my car.
That's a good one.
Turn it right up.
Crank it up as loud as you can go.
Yeah.
There you go. 6:47 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news, all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on any type of precious metals, please go see our very, very good friend Hawk Levy at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin, and please let Hawk know that Evan and Bonnie sent you by there, okay? All right. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Miss Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. President Joe Biden is continuing to defend the decision to withdraw all troops from Afghanistan by August 31st. WPTV's Washington reporter Joe St. George has the story.
We are currently on a pace to finish by August the 31st.
President Biden continues to defend the decision to withdraw all American troops from Afghanistan by August 31st. As of Wednesday morning, 82,000 plus people have been evacuated from Kabul over the last week and a half. But while President Biden remains confident in the rescue effort going on in Afghanistan, the American people are becoming more skeptical. For the first time in his presidency, more Americans disapprove of the president than approve of him. That's according to Real Clear Politics polling average, which calculates all the polling that's being conducted on the president. It's not just one individual poll.
It's not just polls expressing skepticism. Members of Congress are expressing skepticism as well, which is why efforts to hold the Biden administration accountable for what's happened in Afghanistan will begin soon.
We view this, as I said during the hearing, as the beginning of vigorous oversight of what went wrong in our departure from Afghanistan.
That was Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, a Biden ally who leads the House Intelligence Committee earlier this week. Meanwhile, Chairman Gregory Meeks, another Democrat who leads the House Foreign Affairs Committee, has already said he wants the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, and Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, to testify soon in a public hearing. It is imperative that the administration provide the American people and Congress transparency about its Afghanistan strategy, he wrote in a letter. Meanwhile, some Republicans are vowing a lengthy investigation if they take back control of the House next year, especially since billions of American taxpayer dollars were spent training Afghan troops to fight the Taliban. Republican Congresswoman Claudia Tenney of New York tweeting, "Is it too soon for us to start discussing an Afghanistan Select Committee?" The reality is, while President Biden will not be testifying under oath because of the laws that stop him from doing so, his top advisors will be soon. Congress's scrutiny of President Biden could begin this fall and potentially last year's. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
A hearing in the lawsuit by parents challenging Governor Ron DeSantis' ban on student mask mandates continues for a fourth day today with closing arguments. Leon County Circuit Judge John Cooper said he expects to rule in the case tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, DeSantis is again saying that the school districts requiring students to mask up are breaking the law.
They're overriding what the parents' judgment is on this. There are parents who have kids who have already recovered from COVID over the summer, who have immunity. That's been absolutely demonstrated. And these school districts are saying, no, you have to wear a mask even if your parent doesn't want that.
The governor speaking at the opening of the latest monoclonal antibody treatment center in the Villages. Some parents in Indian River County are upset with the school district's new mask mandate that was passed Tuesday night. Here's WPTV's Derek Lowe.
It's a move Indian River County School District Superintendent Dr. David Moore says may save schools from having to shut down.
What we've experienced in the first 2.5 weeks of school absolutely is a completely new environment. This is 1,000 times worse than it had at any point it was last year.
On Tuesday, school board members passed a 2-week mask mandate for students in pre-K through 8th grade, where most students and staff have tested positive for COVID-19.
Our job is to provide a free and appropriate public education for all students. And when you don't have teachers, you don't have support staff, you can't do that.
Less than 3 weeks into the school year, 98 staff members have tested positive. 60 of them work in grades pre-K through 8th grade.
Our high schools, our larger schools, their mitigation strategies are working at a better pace.
Dr. Moore says to help fill the gap, 10 district support staff members are having to fill in for sick and quarantined teachers, and that resources to keep schools open are running thin.
I think that instead of fighting Governor Ron DeSantis, maybe some issues could have been helped by reaching out to the governor's office and saying, guys, we're up to X amount of staff and students who are now out due to this virus. We need extra help from you guys.
Some parents frustrated with the decision. Teachers say the district didn't have a choice.
I do sympathize with parents who feel that somehow we're encroaching, but we got to keep schools open. If we're going to keep them open, there's no way to do it without protecting people.
The superintendent says the board will monitor cases over the next 2 weeks and revisit the mandate at its next board meeting. In Vero Beach, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV News Channel 5.
Florida is setting a new COVID-19 record. The CDC announced yesterday that the state reported a new daily high of over 26,000 cases. 9 new deaths were also reported. Lastly, musicians are mourning the death of Charlie Watts, the drummer who provided the backbone of the Rolling Stones songs for more than half a century. Watts died on Tuesday at age 80. Serena Williams added herself to the list of big-name withdrawals from the U.S. Open on Wednesday, pulling out of the year's last Grand Slam tournament because of a torn hamstring. Williams hasn't competed since injuring her right leg in the first set of her first-round match at Wimbledon in late June. News time at 6:54 and weather and traffic together next.
$6:55 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Not finding any accidents on our roadways here in Stewart and in Port St. Lucie. Traffic is looking fine, including US 1. Everything moving right along and up to speed. There's your latest look at traffic. And look for a few showers, too, in the Port St. Lucie area this morning. Partly cloudy at 73. And in Olinda, Brazil, it's a clear sky, and it looks like it's 78. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s, scattered showers and some storms possible for the morning commute. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy downpours and lightning. Rain is expected to clear throughout the late morning hours, but clouds lingering throughout the day, highs in the low 90s. Tomorrow, scattered showers and storms possible through the early evening hours, staying hot and humid with highs in the low 90s. For the weekend, rain chances about 40 to 50%. Saturday, the wetter of the 2 days with highs in the low 90s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
6:58 on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie, and hour one done just like that. Hour number two coming up. Bonnie, we were talking a few minutes ago about VCRs and stuff like that. Michelle still checked in on our Facebook page, and she mentioned about cassette decks is another one, and 8-track tape players.
Oh man, that's getting old. Now that's getting old on me.
That's
And remember when the 8 tracks they used to sputter?
Yeah.
And then you put the big coin in there to stop the sputtering.
Right, you put the little coin up under so it would lift the 8-track up a little bit.
And sometimes the tape would sound wobbly and warbly.
And if you wanted to listen to a song over again with an 8-track, you couldn't rewind it. There's no rewind on an 8-track. You had to go through the whole damn thing.
Got to listen to the whole album.
And go back all the way to the beginning that way.
Yes.
That was I hated that. Oh my gosh.
You best have liked every song on that album of the 8-track.
I still have a cassette deck and an 8-track sitting in my garage on the shelf.
Do you really
Yes,
now?
collecting dust. Yeah. We're going to step back and we're going to brush the dust off, and we'll be back here in about 6 minutes or so, right here on WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station.
live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Thank you very much, Madam Announcer. The date is August 26, 2021.
If you want to feel funky, feel free.
All right, I'll feel funky.
What day is it?
Like I said, it's August 26, 2021.
What's Daddy doing?
Oh, Daddy is actually just kind of sitting here right now, not doing too much. The time is 7:07. Mr. Clock, would you certify that?
It's now 7:07 a.m.
7:07 a.m. on the Get Up and Go show. Bonnie, 1 hour down, and we've got 2 to go. And before you know it, it'll be 9 a.m. and you'll be flying out the door like a 747 Learjet.
I guess so. You know, driving, well, maybe not like a 747, driving reasonably at a good speed in my vehicle.
And I kind of just, I said something that's not true. 747 is not a Learjet. So we'll just say 747.
747 coming out of the sky.
Yeah.
Won't you take me on a midnight ride? What is that? Creedence Clearwater Revival. I'm quoting.
Something of that sort.
And John Fogerty.
Yes. Or you could hop on a prop plane that's actually flying overhead right now. I think they're going to land at Witham Field, which is just down the road from here.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh. I opened up the ceiling in the studio here, so that's why we heard that.
That reminds me of a cool documentary we were watching yesterday on John F. Kennedy Jr. And as a young boy, he had this fascination with planes, and he used to he loved to go up in like helicopters, and he was always, riding somewhere on a plane,
like on cue,
with his dad, JFK.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Oh, look at it's the pen horde. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying all the pens? all in your goodie bag?
I am. I keep forgetting to walk out and take some of them to work with me, though.
Take all of them. Just grab a handful, please. Take them all.
I'm gonna really enjoy this coffee mug.
Bonnie likes the mug.
Yeah, I really do. It's gonna come to work with me here too once in a while.
See, now you could have a coffee in both mugs and be what's called a double fister.
Is this from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office?
Comes from my friend who works for PBSO.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's actually a really nice cup.
She sent us sweet goodies, the goodies that you can use,
Raquel got those also.
Everything in the bag we can use, put to good use.
Raquel took my cup also. See, we each got a cup, but we're communicable in our house. So I don't drink coffee, so Rachel can have mine.
Nice. Yeah. Yep. You got to give her something once in a while.
Yeah. Well, I do. I give her lots of things all the time.
I know. I'm just.
I spoil her.
Yeah.
I think I do. Do I spoil you?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. All right. That wasn't too positive of it. Yeah.
It sounded pretty positive to me. Yeah. You're just a little bit tired, aren't you? There was good positivity in that tired.
When I attempted to go to bed last night, when Evan went to bed, my legs were bothering me, and my back in like one area still was bothering me, and I couldn't get comfortable. So I got up, and needless to say, I didn't go back to bed until 1 o'clock this morning.
Oh, okay. Well, I was up late last night, Bonnie.
And we hear that Evan hogs the entire bed. So are you those girls where once in a while you got to go and sleep somewhere else because of it?
It was funny because when I crawled in bed at 1, and it's dark in the room, so I'm trying to be quiet because I don't want to wake him up. And I move the blanket and I go to get in bed, and his legs are all the way on my side. And so as soon as I got in, I was like right on the edge of the bed.
Told you.
And I think he realized it because all of a sudden I feel him start shifting over a little.
Yeah, the love boat's moving over into the dock.
What if you think it's Kaya that you're leaning into, and all of a sudden it starts growling?
That actually happened last night. Yeah, there's situations that arise every now and then when we'll go to bed, and if the dog comes up on the bed and Rachel will move over to hug me or something, the dog will just she'll jump right in there, and she'll prevent Rachel from getting close to me.
Oh yeah.
For whatever reason.
She's that doggy divider.
Yeah.
She divides your situation of whatever is going on.
I don't mean to cut the conversation short, but I have to cut the conversation short because, we have to get to people's birthdays that we don't know sometimes. Not that people really care, but we have to get to birthdays.
We're going to throw a little birthday party for them.
We're going to have a little birthday party. So have a wonderful day with your 5th and 6th graders.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day, too.
All right. See you later.
Hopefully
Bye-bye.
It stays dry.
All right. Yeah, definitely. I'll talk to you later.
Bye. Love you.
Love you, too. All right. Today's date, August 26, 2021. Bonnie, what do you got?
Oh, I don't have anybody to send out those nice birthday wishes to.
All right. Very good. Kiki Palmer, 28 years old. That's Gigi Nixon on Star. Dylan O'Brien is 30. That's Styles on MTV's Teen Wolf. Casey is 35. That's the R&B singer whose biggest hit was the 2006 groove Me and You. I don't remember it.
I don't either.
That
sounds like one you would remember, however. If you don't remember it, I don't remember it.
You've heard of Florida Georgia Line, right?
Yeah.
The country band. Brian Kelly from Florida Georgia Line is 36 years old today.
Florida Georgia Line. Now, I wonder if they're the band that I heard performing at Atlantic City. Evan, I got to look that up.
Okay. Chris Pine is 41. That's James T. Kirk on the new Star Trek. Macaulay Culkin from the Home Alone series is 41 years old today. That's hard to believe.
I think he just got married too. And I'm not sure who it was too, but I heard that I think he just got married.
Mike Coulter's 45. That's Luke Cage. Melissa McCarthy is 51. That's the super funny star of Ghostbusters.
She is funny, and I think she's just so endearing in Mike and Molly. That's a good sitcom to watch once in a while.
Yep. Adrian Young is 52. Shirley Manson's 55. Chris Burke is 56. Valerie Simpson, 75 years old, from Ashford and Simpson.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're songwriters from Motown.
Yeah.
And they were like her husband, Ashford. They got together and, started, I think, in the Detroit area and were with the early Motown days. And they're responsible for some really good songs like writing Whitney Houston's I'm Every Woman. Of course,
Love
they
that
had Solid Like a Rock.
Another great tune.
You probably remember that
Yes.
smash from like a 1979.
Another great tune.
They're just responsible for a lot of the great Motown
They were
songs.
popular in the disco era.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely so. Good morning. You're on the radio with us. What?
Yeah, man, it's Bentley's birthday party.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Oh, wow. You're at the party this early in the morning?
Oh, yeah, we started last night. Yeah, man.
Partying at 7
You're
a.m.
still going from last night?
Oh, yeah, we're still going. This is going to go on all weekend. Yeah, man.
Wow. Who all is there?
Well, let's see here. Well, actually, Mike Trim from Channel 5 News just showed up. How you doing, babe? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. The Colts socket's over there. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Also, Chris Gilmore. Yeah, man.
Chris
Gilmore's a little weird, though. I don't know what's going on with him.
Who's that? Is that someone we should know?
He works over at Channel 5.
Oh, did he?
Okay.
Man.
All right.
Oh, John Shaman. Hey, babe. Yeah, man, you look great in the slap. Yeah, man.
John Shaman's
I think
there.
you're fibbing
man.
that. I don't think John
Yeah.
Shaman would be at that party.
So, Bonnie, when you getting over here, I got this little natty ashes for you. Yeah, man.
When am I getting over there? Like,
Yeah.
maybe I'll think about coming to the party next year if you're going to throw it next year. Yeah.
Next year.
That's the earliest I can give.
Yeah, Bonnie has
oh,
so much on her social calendar.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
Guess what? Yeah, man. Guess who's here?
Who?
Hi, Rachel. How you doing, babe?
Hey, Fredo. Great party you're throwing for Bentley.
Yeah, man.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, babe. Yeah.
Wait a minute. My wife is at the party?
Yeah, she just showed up. Yeah, man.
But
She's supposed to be driving. She was driving this
She's
morning.
supposed to be going to school right now.
Yeah, man.
She said she had kids to attend to. Don't tell me she's not at school.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have
she-
to have a conversation with her.
I guess.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Kenny Rogers is here. Yeah, man.
Kenny
First
Rogers,
weather.
too?
No, 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers is dead.
Yeah,
If he were
I
to
think
show
Kenny
up,
Rogers. What's wrong with you?
if Kenny Rogers were to show up, we'd be
No,
in
I
deep
said
trouble.
Kenny Rogers from Channel 5 News, First Alert Weather.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know who that is. Okay.
Oh, and Secret Service is here scoping out the place.
Secret Service.
Yeah, because Joe Biden's going to be here tomorrow. Yeah, man.
Oh, wow. The president's going to show up.
I thought they had
he's going
to
to show up for Bentley's birthday party. Now, Bentley, give you an update. He's been enjoying that Jägermeister stuff. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, he's been enjoying Jägermeister, and right now he has a Corvette in my bedroom. Yeah, man.
Corvette in the bedroom.
Yeah, I don't know how he got it up there on the second floor of the warehouse.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
What I want to know is, how do you have that song continuously playing over and over
Well,
in the
it's like the
background?
extended version. It's like the 10-minute
The
version.
extendo version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have
Hey,
some?
Steve Wiegel could dance. He's breakdancing right now in the middle of the floor. Yeah, man. I didn't know he could do that with his arms. Yeah, man.
Wow. Thank the Lord that Megan has not shown up, because
No, she'll be here tomorrow. She told me tomorrow. She texted me this morning.
is this
She
a
said,
is this like a
"Hospital,
2-day
babe."
Bonnie,
And,
is this like a
she'll be here
2-day
tomorrow.
nonstop
Yeah, man.
party that's
Yeah.
going on?
How can you party like that all the time? Don't you get sick? Like, don't you get sick of it?
Oh, that's why we have buckets all over the place. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe I
man.
should send my friend Michelle over, who is a deputy sheriff. She has a therapy dog, and some of those people there may need some therapy.
Some therapy.
Yeah.
Just because they like to party?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Channel 12 was here earlier yesterday. They were boring. Anyways, yeah, man. Yeah.
Do you have some strong coffee this morning for Rachel?
Hold on. Hey, Big Kitty, stop doing lines of catnip.
Oh,
What's wrong with you?
Listen, we got to let you go. We got a radio show to do around here, okay? So
Yeah, man.
you tend to the party, and we'll talk to you later.
I'll call you tomorrow. Yeah, man.
All right, have a great day. All right, that's wow. I don't know about that guy.
They're great. So they sound crazy over there.
I don't know about that guy. Listen, I just got a message from Mark Hales on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Says that it's Jet Black's birthday today. He's 83. Jet Black is the former drummer of the Stranglers rock band. Now, have you ever heard of the Stranglers rock band? I never have.
I don't know. Maybe they're popular like in England. I haven't heard of the Stranglers.
Never heard of them.
No, I've heard of the Scorpions.
Yeah, I've heard of the Scorpions.
Yeah.
All right. Today is National Women's Equality Day. Observe the achievements of women's rights activists and the unique daily struggles that women face. It's National Women's Equality Day. It's also, oh boy, I'll do this one last. It's let me get to this one first. It's National Dog Day. So what would we do without man's best friend?
What would we do without him? Yeah.
National Dog Day.
Yeah.
And it's also National Toilet Paper Day. Yes. This is an annual observance to commemorate this essential invention for personal hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
National Toilet Paper
And
Day.
last year it was hard to find. We couldn't find any toilet paper rolls out there. People would wait in long lines just waiting for the inventory truck of that toilet paper to come in.
Can I tell you a little secret?
Yeah.
I have not bought toilet paper in a year.
Wow. You must really stock up on it then.
Yeah.
Where do you get do you order yours from Amazon?
No,
do you
I
get
just
it
go to the store and buy it.
Sam's Club, or
Yeah,
you're a
we
member
just-
of one of those?
Yeah,
and-
we just buy it, and we stock up on it for, just in case for emergency purposes, that and paper towels. And honest to God, we have not bought toilet paper it's probably been a year.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's how much we
You
have.
never run out.
Yeah, we're running low now, so I have to. The supply is starting to
redo
deplete.
that supply.
Yeah, the supply is starting to deplete a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go to the store and buy some more TP.
Yeah, you better get on out there and get some.
I may have to do that when I get out of here today. It is 7:21. It's time for news once again. Let's head on over to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. The influx of COVID-19 patients has put a major strain on hospitals throughout Florida. But what about people who need to go to the emergency room who don't have the virus? WPTV's Ryan Hughes reports.
But it's not reality until you actually experience it yourself.
Jackie Robinson recounting a recent visit to the emergency room as coronavirus cases continue to surge in South Florida.
I walked in there and I literally saw people carrying in COVID patients that were wailing and screaming in pain and agony.
Jackie says she was having a bad reaction to chemo, so she packed a go bag and went to Jupiter Medical Center. The 51-year-old is battling melanoma, and she says the cancer has spread since the beginning of the pandemic when elective surgeries were canceled and she was forced to wait.
As a result, when I finally got to the hospital, I had 22 lymph nodes removed that were golf ball size, full of melanoma cancer, which took me to from stage 1 to stage 4.
Jackie has been receiving care and treatment here for months, but says she only recently realized what doctors and nurses are going through after having to wait in the emergency room.
I watched these doctors and nurses push through and keep going.
Doctors stress the majority of COVID patients admitted are unvaccinated. And after recently losing friends to the virus, Jackie is making a plea, hoping to change someone's mind.
Please go get your vaccine. Help our doctors. They're tired. And then think about the impact that you're having on others.
Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
In Hope Sound, more than a year after 2.5 feet of rain flooded them out of their houses, 8 of 10 homeowners appear ready to take buyouts from Martin County. Appraisals of the non-historic homes recently were completed by an outside contractor, paving the way for the homeowners finally to move out amid a drawn-out process tied to state and federal funding. The flood-prone homes soon will be purchased by the county once the State Division of Emergency Management finishes review of the appraisals in 3 to 4 weeks, said Jim Gorton, County Public Works Director. The county will demolish the homes and turn the lots into dry retention areas. They're going to make the lot about 6 to 12 inches lower than the edge of pavement, Gorton explained. We have 90 days from the date of closing to demo the homes via the contract that we have with the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The state and federal agencies will reimburse the county more than $3 million to purchase the 10 homes. Almost another $900,000 has been budgeted for 3 historic homes, but the county is still waiting for approval to start appraisals for them. The mayor of Tampa says she will require city employees to get the COVID-19 vaccine.
September 30th is the date that we are looking at to have all of our city employees, our personnel, safely vaccinated against COVID-19.
Mayor Jane Castor says she's working out exemptions for those who have medical issues or already have antibodies. A COVID reminder, even if you don't feel sick, you could still spread the virus.
Fully vaccinated people who do get COVID but have no symptoms can still infect other people.
The data also shows very clearly that people who have the Delta variant continue to shed to infect other people for as much as 18 days after their initial positive.
FIU's Dr. Eileen Marty believes the best protection to prevent the spread is through masking, social distancing, and good hygiene practices. She says research also shows even those younger than 3 can spread the disease to the susceptible. Erica Rodriguez, Miami.
In South Florida, U.S. Border Patrol agents say they seized 67 pounds of cocaine after it was discovered by a beachgoer in Boca Raton. They say the coke is worth an estimated $1 million. And lastly, the former Indian River Correctional Institution west of Vero Beach provided an eerie backdrop this week as longtime crime-busting TV icon and local celebrity John Walsh filmed an episode In Pursuit with John Walsh, which returned for a 3rd season August 18 on the Investigation Discovery Channel and Discovery Plus. Walsh, age 75, who hosts the crime-fighting show with his son Callahan, showcases unsolved cases from around the country and urges the public to get involved finding missing children and catching fugitives. During a break in filming, Walsh called the prison site that closed in 2012 a great location to use as a set for an upcoming episode of In Pursuit. Tampa Bay's 7-4 victory at Philadelphia gives the Rays a 4.5-game lead over the idle Yankees in the American League East. The Marlins ended their 8-game losing streak with a 4-3 walk-off win over the Nationals at Miami. News time at 7:26, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
$7:27 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, on this Treasure Coast right now, we're not finding any traffic accidents, but actually we're looking to the south of us, southbound on the Turnpike this morning, down by Palm Beach Gardens at mile marker 115. There is a vehicle crash with roadblock down in that area. There's a vehicle partially blocking the right lane. Use caution there. Might see a tiny bit of a slowdown too. There's your latest look at traffic. Partly cloudy, 77 in Stewart, and in Springfield, Missouri, it's a clear sky in 77. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s, scattered showers and some storms possible for the morning commute. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy downpours and lightning. Rain is expected to clear throughout the late morning hours, but clouds lingering throughout the day, highs in the low 90s. Tomorrow, scattered showers and storms possible through the early evening hours, staying hot and humid with highs in the low 90s. For the weekend, rain chances about 40 to 50%. Saturday, the wetter of the 2 days with highs in the low 90s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's
For the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
7:31 on the Get Up and Go show, and it's time for our weekly visit with the gentleman that heads up the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce, Joe Catrabone. And of course, as always, folks, we always tell you, if you have a business out there, any type of business that's out there at all whatsoever, you need to be hooked up with the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce, because the possibilities are endless, the amenities are endless, the networking is endless, the business after hours is endless, the breakfasts are endless, just everything is endless. It's endless opportunities, and Joe is joining us on our line right now. Joe, good morning.
Morning, Evan and Bonnie. How are you guys doing today?
We couldn't be better, I guess. I'm feeling pretty well and, just blessed with good health and spirits right here. Thank you, Joe. Hope you are well, too.
I am. Thank you.
You're
Thank you very
welcome,
much.
sir.
Even with this gloomy weather, it's still a wonderful place to be, isn't it?
Yeah. We can't go wrong living here in southern Florida. It's always paradise, whether or not it's raining. Did I?
You're right.
No pun intended.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Anyway, how's things going at the chamber these days?
Great. Yes, we had a breakfast here Tuesday morning. We had somewhere around 85 people here. Network. We're unfortunately, last week the St. Lucie Chamber had to close their offices. Their entire staff, except for Teresa, got the COVID.
What?
Yeah, and so they canceled all of their events until further notice.
Oh my gosh!
And so I must have. I know I got 6 of our members who belong to their chamber called me and said, "Are you doing the same thing?" I said, "I didn't even know about it. No, we're not doing anything. We're planning ahead. As a matter of fact, we're planning our holiday trade show in November. And aside from that, further out, I was speaking with Teresa day before yesterday about our Tallahassee trip in January. So we're forging forward, and our board feels this way until there's either an edict that we need it to shut down the events, or if the venue says, sorry, you can't come in here anymore, then we're going to continue going. We have not heard, I spoke a week or so ago, we had 300 people at our trade show, and not one person reported getting ill.
Mm-hmm.
We had our business after hours last week. No one reported getting ill. So, I know a lot of our members are being vaccinated, and so we're pushing for vaccinations. Not that we're endorsing, and we're, as a matter of fact, trying to put something together with the hospital, with Cleveland Clinic, to promote vaccinations. So, I heard last Friday, and I don't know, I haven't got an update. Obviously, it's been taken care of. But last Friday, they had the hospital, Cleveland Clinic North, had 2 days of oxygen left on Friday last week. 2 days. So now I imagine that's been taken care of because I haven't heard any more about it. So we kicked off leadership this past weekend with SimSoc, which is Simulated Society, which is a Friday night and all day Saturday with our leadership class. And we decided that until we'll take it month by month, but we required masks for our SimSoc exercise over the weekend, and we lost a person because of it. They said, "No, I'm not going to participate if they wear a mask," so they dropped out. No problem. We filled the spot immediately because we had substitutes standing by that we didn't have room for first go around. So
right.
So some people most everyone took it pretty good. They understood. There was some people said, "I'm a little disappointed." We break off in groups of 8, and so we let them use their own judgment when they get into the room. The 8 of them, if they wanted to take their masks off, they went ahead and took their masks off. But so again, we're playing it by ear. We always want to be cautious and make sure that we're not putting anybody at risk.
Mm-hmm.
So We're like I said, unless the governor or the county commission goes again for the mask mandate, we're just proceeding along normally.
Joe, got a question for you. Is like you've mentioned some things happening at these venues that like maybe you all planned for and you planned for a while. Is there a chance that you could do all that planning and then a venue might be shut down because of the disease?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Then do you at the chamber sometime have a plan B where you would hold that event, or
Bonnie, that great question. And the answer is yes and yes. But in fact, it happened to us in June. We were going to have our luncheon out there at Indian River or Hutchinson and Marriott, which used to be Indian River Plantation. We were going to have our function there on Wednesday. And they called Wednesday morning and said, sorry, we can't host you. We have no kitchen help.
Oh, and then I can picture you on the phones just calling everybody.
Thank God for Monarch Country Club. They stepped to the plate. 2 days notice, they served 115 people lunch. It was a buffet, but that's okay. But they served us. So yes, that does happen.
Yeah.
We for years have used a venue for one of our shows, or not accepting outsiders in. So as a result of that, thankfully, we went to St. Mary's and we had our show at St. Mary's. So we tend to be now making reservations or booking venues that have stayed open and have not closed down because of the virus. So and it really limits us because, as you all know, we don't have that many venues in Martin County that we can go to that'll hold 200 or 300 or 400 people. So. Yeah. It's a job to identify these venues and then get them to agree. And what's happening is because those venues are so, I don't want to say liberal, but they're staying open. Mm-hmm. They're getting booked up faster because they're the only game in town. So we had to reschedule. We always have our holiday trade show on a Wednesday night in November, which is our business after hours. Well, the venue was taken, so we had to move it to a Thursday night.
Wow.
So it presents a challenge. It really does.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine one would get tired after a while, but you got to keep plugging, right?
Yeah. My staff, they're great.
Yes.
They do they don't have a shut off button or switch.
They don't have a tired bone in their body, right?
No, they do, but they keep on going.
That's good. That's all good.
So how are things going at the chamber otherwise these days? How's business doing?
Great, really good. We're membership development has been good. Amy's been knocking them dead. Our retention is good. Our attendance at trade or all of our events has been good. We exceeded our budget on advertising for our website, as well as our membership directory and community guide, which is going to print, I think, today or tomorrow. So everything looks really, really good. I mean, we're in the process of starting that new program, with, providing jobs for our members.
Right.
We're in a hiring process for a program manager for Career Connect Martin. We did hire an events coordinator. She starts September 7th. So we're full blast going forward, and hopefully it's as we know, it's a day-to-day situation. You don't go from one day to the next. So we're trying to be positive and look at the bright side and keep moving forward until somebody stops us.
I'm glad to hear you found your events coordinator.
Yes.
Yeah. Y'all like her. She's very bubbly and personable. A lot like Caitlin was.
Oh, that's great.
Very nice. Very nice. Tell us a little bit about the new business that's signed up.
Yeah. Of course, we missed last week. So Dr. William Carson South Florida Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. While he's not a new member, they upgraded their membership from a regular membership to a trustee, which is we love that. That's great. Then a lot of people remember Nikki Bombano. She was growth management director for Martin County. She retired and I guess couldn't stand sitting around, so she opened a consulting business. It's Bombano Consulting, Nikki Bombano. CPR Investments, Jason Young is the president. Of course, they do their financial advisors, estate planning, and investor services. Stewart Hot Yoga, Marcus Kisner is the owner. And of course, it's fitness, Pilates, training, yoga, kickboxing, et cetera, et cetera. They're on Colorado, Colorado Avenue, 728 Colorado Avenue. Haney Honey Company, Jennifer Holmes is the owner. They're also on Colorado. They do catering and that's the personal chef. They do craft beer, soda, wine bars, that type of thing, which really helps us because when somebody wants to do a business after hours and they need someone to cater it or to a bar, we can recommend them. So we haven't had a member like that in quite a while.
Nice.
Then we had WLA Photography, Isaiah Webster. They do videos, drone photography, et cetera, et cetera. Luxury renovations and additions. Derek Dukes is the owner. They're out in Palm City. They do remodeling, general contracting work, home improvement. Treasure Coast Realty, Tiffany Acevedo is the owner. They're on, as a matter of fact, they're one of my tenants upstairs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sculpture Hospitality, Andrew Seiler is the owner. ABC Home Medical Supply, Joey Pistone is financial manager. They do medical supplies, transport, and equipment. This is really, these 5 guys and a gal came in last week to join. And the name of their business is Delivery Dudes.
Delivery Dudes. Okay.
And they're all dressed alike and they basically you can call them and pick up. You can order pizza from, say, Pizza Hut, and call them, and they'll go pick it up and deliver it to you for a charge.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, and so it's not only food stuff, but they can go to a liquor store. They can't go into Publix and grocery shop, but they can go to a liquor store, or they could go into a convenience store and get you a pack of cigarettes or whatever you need. And then it's charged based on the distance that they've got to travel to deliver it.
I'm curious why they can't go into like a Publix or Winn-Dixie and grocery shop for you.
I had a great conversation with them. They're all young, all great personalities, great young people. But I never asked them that. They just know we can't. We don't do grocery shopping. So
it's just personal preference. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they do it?
Not that they can't. They don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they do it in the Stewart and Port St. Lucie area? Or
yes, they do.
So in other words, if Bonnie wants, let's just say, a 6-pack of soda and a couple of candy bars from a convenience store, she could call these guys up. They'll go and pick it up and bring it to her.
Correct.
Wow.
Now, do they pay for it in advance and then they are reimbursed from Bonnie, or how does that work?
I think you would have to pay by credit card if Bonnie were to call, and she would have to pay by credit card, and then they would go and pick it up.
Oh, so you call the store first where you're
Yeah.
purchasing.
They're not going to shop for you.
Gotcha.
They're a pickup service.
All right. That makes sense.
Okay.
Really convenient.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it
like
is.
that.
It is. And I've seen something like that advertised on TV. I can't remember the name of it, but they
All right.
they called it. Their name is Delivery Dudes.
I bet they're going to get a lot of business.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
I hope so. They have right now. They've got an agreement with 250 venues on the Treasure Coast.
Wow. Very nice. Very, very
Yeah.
well.
And they said that's just a fraction. They're only just getting started. They expect to have 1,000 different vendors available.
Make sure they're on the Next Morning Joe. I would love to talk.
I'll try and get them on.
Yeah, try to get them on the Next Morning Joe. Definitely so, without a doubt.
Good idea.
Speaking of Joe, tell us how people can get a hold of you.
Well, they can call me at 772-287-1088. My extension is 108. But as I always say, if you press 0 when you hear the recordings, you'll get one of our staff, and everyone is more than willing to help and more than able. to help you. Or you can go to our website, www.stuartmartinchamber.org.
All right, very good. That's Joe Catrabone. He heads up the Stuart Martin Chamber. He's been a staple on this program forever and a day, and we love having Joe on, giving all of our listeners in Martin County and on the Treasure Coast an update on what's happening with all things pertaining to the Chamber. Joe, have a marvelous day, and we'll talk to you next
guys.
week.
Be safe, and I'll look forward to speaking to you next week.
All right, take care now.
Bye-bye.
7:47 on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for news once again, brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on precious metals, it's always St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning once again. President Joe Biden is continuing to defend the decision to withdraw all troops from Afghanistan by August 31st. WPTV's Washington reporter Joe St. George with the story.
We are currently on a pace to finish by August the 31st.
President Biden continues to defend the decision to withdraw all American troops from Afghanistan by August 31st. As of Wednesday morning, 82,000 plus people have been evacuated from Kabul over the last week and a half. But while President Biden remains confident in the rescue effort going on in Afghanistan, the American people are becoming more skeptical. Presidency, more Americans disapprove of the president than approve of him. That's according to Real Clear Politics polling average, which calculates all the polling that's being conducted on the president. It's not just one individual poll.
It's not just polls expressing skepticism. Members of Congress are expressing skepticism as well, which is why efforts to hold the Biden administration accountable for what's happened in Afghanistan will begin soon.
We view this, as I said during the hearing, as the beginning of vigorous oversight of what went wrong in our departure from Afghanistan.
That was Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, a Biden ally who leads the House Intelligence Committee earlier this week. Meanwhile, Chairman Gregory Meeks, another Democrat who leads the House Foreign Affairs Committee, has already said he wants the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, and Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, to testify soon in a public hearing. It is imperative that the administration provide the American people and Congress transparency about its Afghanistan strategy, he wrote in a letter. Meanwhile, some Republicans are vowing a lengthy investigation if they take back control of the House next year, especially since billions of American taxpayer dollars were spent training Afghan troops to fight the Taliban. Republican Congresswoman Claudia Tenney of New York tweeting, "Is it too soon for us to start discussing an Afghanistan select committee?" The reality is, while President Biden will not be testifying under oath because of the laws that stop him from doing so, his top advisors will be soon. Congress's scrutiny of President Biden's orders in Afghanistan could begin this fall and potentially last year's. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
Some parents in Indian River County are upset with the school district's new mask mandate that was passed Tuesday night. Here's WPTV's Derek Lowe.
It's a move Indian River County School District Superintendent Dr. David Moore says may save schools from having to shut down.
What we've experienced in the first 2.5 weeks of school absolutely is a completely new environment. This is 1,000 times worse than it had at any point it was last year.
On Tuesday, school board members passed a 2-week mask mandate for students in pre-K through 8th grade, where most students and staff have tested positive for COVID-19.
Our job is to provide a free and appropriate public education for all students. And when you don't have teachers, you don't have support staff, you can't do that.
Less than 3 weeks into the school year, 98 staff members have tested positive. 60 of them work in grades pre-K through 8th grade.
Our high schools, our larger schools, their mitigation strategies are working at a better pace.
Dr. Moore says to help fill the gap, 10 district support staff members are having to fill in for sick and quarantined teachers, and that resources to keep schools open are running thin.
I think that instead of fighting Governor Ron DeSantis, maybe some issues could have been helped by reaching out to the governor's office and saying, guys, we're up to X amount of staff and students who are now out due to this virus. We need extra help from you guys.
Some parents frustrated with the decision. Teachers say the district didn't have a choice.
I do sympathize with parents who feel that somehow we're encroaching, but we got to keep schools open if we're going to keep them open. there's no way to do it without protecting people.
The superintendent says the board will monitor cases over the next 2 weeks and revisit the mandate at its next board meeting. In Vero Beach, I'm PTV News Channel 5.
Delta Airlines will charge employees on the company health plan $200 a month if they fail to get vaccinated. A policy the airline's top executive says is necessary because the average hospital stay for the virus costs the airline $50,000. CEO Ed Bastian said that all employees who have been hospitalized for the virus in recent weeks were not fully vaccinated. The airline said Wednesday that on September 30, it also will stop extending pay protection to unvaccinated workers who contract COVID-19 and will require unvaccinated workers to be tested weekly beginning September 12, although Delta will cover the cost. Employees will have to wear masks in all indoor company settings. Musicians are mourning the death of Charlie Watts, the drummer who provided the backbone of the Rolling Stones songs for more than half a century. Watts died on Tuesday at the age of 80. Lastly, a Wellington man became one of Palm Beach County's newest millionaires this week. The Florida Lottery said Wednesday that Gilberto Rodriguez claimed the $1.75 million Florida Lotto jackpot from a drawing held on July 24th. Lottery officials said Rodriguez purchased his winning quick pick ticket from a Publix located on South State Road in Royal Palm Beach. The retailer will receive a bonus commission too of $20,000 for selling the winning ticket. New York Jets defensive end Vinnie Curry was diagnosed last month with a rare blood disorder that required the removal of his spleen and triggered complications that will cause him to miss the entire season, he revealed Wednesday in a statement. In an Instagram post, Curry, age 33, a starter on the Philadelphia Eagles 2017 Super Bowl championship team, said that he was initially projected to return in the middle of September, but he explained that blood clots formed and forced him to go on blood thinners. That, he said, prevented him from having physical contact for 3 to 6 months. News Time 7:53 will have weather and traffic together next.
$7:55 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Looks like there's some activity happening with a couple of crashes, crashes on our turnpike northbound this morning. We have one in Port St. Lucie at mile marker 150, a crash right there on the turnpike. And very close to that one, let me see if this is multiple. Hold tight as I bring this up from the Florida Highway Patrol. It looks like I am looking at one accident, make that. So one accident, this is on the turnpike northbound at mile marker 150. There is another one coming up. There is another accident on the turnpike northbound, also at mile marker 145. So 2 vehicle crashes on our turnpike in the Port St. Lucie, headed northbound, 2 crashes in a vicinity of 5 miles within one another. Not any roadblock from that now, but just look for that activity, kind of slow down, give yourself some extra time if you're heading up that way. That's your latest look at traffic. We have 77, partly cloudy in Palm City and in Ellsworth, Maine at 66. Here's more on our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid-70s, scattered showers and some storms possible for the morning commute. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy downpours and lightning. Rain is expected to clear throughout the late morning hours, but clouds lingering throughout the day, highs in the low 90s. Tomorrow, scattered showers and storms possible through the early evening hours, staying hot and humid with highs in the low 90s. For the weekend, rain chances about 40 to 50%. Saturday, the wetter of the 2 days with highs in the low 90s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the great. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. It is hour number 3 for you and me.
Hey! What are you trying to do?
Well, I'm trying to do a radio show here.
I like beer!
I'm glad you like beer. I don't.
I don't know what we're yelling about!
I don't know what we're yelling about either. There's no need to yell on this program, although it is 8:07. Mr. Clock, would you certify the time, please?
It's now 8:07 a.m.
8:07 a.m., Bonnie, and we are off and running with hour number 3 this morning.
Yes, we are indeed, as we're shifting gears and looking ahead to the weekend a little bit, and hoping everybody has some great plans for it.
Definitely so. I was doing a little bit of reading yesterday on my day off in my favorite publication, we'll say, and you know what that is.
Cosmo. Yes.
And Cosmo says that there are some instances when you're better off either shutting up or telling a little white lie to your woman.
So there are certain instances.
Or possibly risk spending the night on the couch.
In the doghouse.
Yes. So it's the top 10 things that you should never say to your female partner. Okay? Female partner.
Okay.
Not male partner, female partner. Coming in at number 10. That's not the way my ex did it.
Oh, yeah, you should never, ever say that.
If your female significant other is in the kitchen making you dinner, do not say to her, that's not the way my ex did it.
But, you are together for so many years, and, once in a while that sort of thing might come out. And then I would say to the female partner, don't get so tensed up about it. So once in a while, they might call you by the ex's name also.
Oh,
get that a little bit confused.
That's not a good one.
But it's human,
That's not a good one.
It might happen.
Coming in at number 9, are you sure that the dress really shrunk? Right?
Yeah.
Are you sure the dress really shrunk? Coming in at number 8, what's the big deal? You have another birthday next year.
Oh, that's the wrong thing to say now.
Right?
She wants to go out to that fancy dinner. Don't say, what's the big deal? Just do it. Just break out that pocketbook, that credit card, and bring her out on that occasion.
Here's another one. Come on. A few little cramps never hurt anybody.
A few little cramps.
Think about that one. Let that resonate for a minute.
Okay.
The monthly friend.
Yeah.
The monthly friend. Coming in at number 6, any story about your private life. Coming in at number 5, you don't need another pair of shoes, do you?
You never have too many shoes,
right,
so don't say that to
4,
the lady.
Would have, could have, should have. Coming in at number 3, anything related to marriage or children. Coming in at number 2, I would have invited you, but you're no fun.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You probably won't. She probably won't come with you then on that second invite.
Yeah. Coming in at number 1, man, you look so much like your mother. I would never say that. I would never say that.
That might be, to some people, that might not be insulting.
Yeah.
To me, that would be a nice gesture, a nice thing to say.
I would tread lightly on that one.
You think so?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's just me. Hi, good morning. You're on the air.
After 30 years, I have to tread lightly with just opening my mouth around my wife. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon.
Wow. Good morning and good afternoon. Across the pond to our awesome friend, Mark Hales from the United Kingdom area. Right, Mark?
Yeah, in the southeast of England, the Garden of England. It's Kent. We call it the Garden of England.
Wow.
Just think, he's on the southeast of England, and we're in the southeast of Florida.
Yeah.
We have
we have something in common.
We're in commoners.
Yeah.
We're even more in common because my mum has just moved to a small bungalow, which is very much like a Floridian house, single level, and that's down by the coast as well. So she's on the coast. So yeah, we're getting closer in spirit, if nothing else.
That's really nice. And when you say the coast, what's the waterway that you're talking about with the coast, Mark?
Okay, she will be, if she looks left, she can see the North Sea, and if she looks right, it's the English Channel.
I thought that would be the South Sea. Since the north is to the left, the south would be to the right.
Wow.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, we're an island nation, so
that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, you got to remember that we could stand anywhere, and anywhere could be anywhere. But no, it's getting more and more like Florida in my family than ever.
Wow.
And that's my take on it.
Can you give us an update for our listeners across the pond? What's the situation over where you are pertaining to COVID and everything? What are some of the rules and regs that you guys have to go by over there?
Okay, well, rules and regulations are by and far and large now gone, government-wise.
Right.
Now we have recommendations, so there are no restrictions on doing anything, but if, for instance, you're on public transport, it's now a term and condition of the ticket that you buy that you wear a face covering.
Okay.
So although the government has told you don't have to wear face coverings anymore, it is a requirement under certain ticketing, that sort of thing. Likewise, you'll see a lot of people still going to supermarkets and other crowded public places. They will still wear masks, but by and large, this country is sort of, and including Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland, because we're all considered with separate governments, and they've all done the same thing now. England was the first, but the other three nations that make up Great Britain or the United Kingdom, they were just behind England. But yeah, we're free to come and go, but there will be local, in inverted commas, restrictions. I think something like 75% of the country has now been double jabbed, and about 60% have been single jabbed. So those figures might be slightly higher now.
Right.
So there is some resistance from the young people to vaccinations, based on conspiracy theories and, personal worries about various, drugs in the system. And of course, we've also now been told that after 6 months, the effectiveness of the vaccination is reduced to about 80%. And so, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We've got to live with it. We've got to accept it. And I think as a nation, we've pulled together fairly well. And it is what it is. We can't do any more. We can't do any less. I think this winter we're most likely going to get a spike, and I think rather than us have lockdowns, etc., there will be recommendations that are enhanced.
Yeah,
is the best way to describe it.
Mark, what's happening in your schools over there? Any rivalry with should they wear a mask? Are they required to wear?
Once again, that's down to local authorities and local jurisdictions would be the best way to explain it. But I think the schools, the recommendation is to wear a face covering. Once again, you've got young people crowded together, and the teachers, obviously, if anyone's going to catch it from the youngsters, it's going to be the teachers.
Has there been a big spike over there where you are as what's going on over here? I wouldn't say it's a big spike.
Right. I wouldn't say it's a big spike, but there's definitely in areas there are increases.
Right.
It is regional, based on population densities, that sort of thing. And obviously there's a mindset amongst certain people, that this isn't dangerous. This is just like the flu. Just get on with it, catch it, you'll be all right. I mean, I've got a work colleague that sits literally 10 feet away from me. They were due to go to Greece on Friday on a holiday, and that was cancelled on the Thursday evening because she's got COVID. And her husband's had it. Her children haven't got it, as far as I know. But there was a crowd of 9 of them, and they've had to postpone this holiday to and well, it's a Greek island until October. So, it's still happening very, very close to home, but it's not a worry for me.
Now, what about the variant that's been going on? Is that taking a big
we're
effect?
still on the Indian stroke Delta variant, as far as I'm aware. I think that's the predominant one and probably the only one. I would imagine by next year there will be a new variant, but they'll just modify the vaccination for it.
Right.
Do you know anybody in your circle, Mark, who has actually died from this, from when this whole thing?
No, not died, but in the very beginning, in March of excuse that noise.
Yeah,
nearby.
like on cue, that noise comes when you ask him that question. That was like on cue.
No, my building that I'm in today is next door to one of the biggest stations in the country. But what was the question? I threw myself then. What was the question, Bonnie? Sorry.
If you know anybody firsthand that died from it.
No, not died, but right in the beginning, in March of last year, my nephew, who was 27 at the time, he caught it. And he caught it from his manager, who had been to Italy skiing, and he was in hospital for 5 days on oxygen. That was the closest we come to realising how serious it was. Now, he does have underlying health issues with his heart, etc. And he caught it, and you'd think he was young. It's not going to be a problem. But out of everyone that I know that has had it, he suffered the most. But no, I don't know directly anyone who died.
Now, which jab are they giving over there in England? Are they doing the Pfizer and the Moderna and Johnson? Which ones?
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the Johnson, but definitely the Pfizer, and the one I had was the AstraZeneca. And I'm not too sure.
Tell me about
Moderna.
AstraZeneca, because we don't have AstraZeneca here. We have Moderna, we have Pfizer, and we have the one shot, the Johnson.
The Johnson, yeah. I'm not too sure about the Johnson, but the AstraZeneca and Pfizer are probably the two major ones here, followed by Moderna. But I couldn't answer you on the Johnson.
Is AstraZeneca a one shot, or is that a two shot?
Two shots separated by 12 weeks.
I wonder why we haven't had that over here yet, Bonnie.
I know. I think I've heard of it, but I haven't heard of it here.
I think the problem with the AstraZeneca, there was an issue with possible blood clotting in young people. And so it's quite possible that the United States decided we've got enough homegrown. We don't need the added risk. But I once again, I don't know anyone who has had a problem with any of the vaccinations.
Gotcha.
They wanted to come up with a more like a natural. They're calling it a plant-based one here, and I think it's originating in West Palm Beach, where it contains tobacco in it.
Well, do you know what? It was quite interesting that right at the beginning of all of this, it turned out that a lot of smokers weren't falling ill. And they did say, we don't want everyone to take up smoking. But maybe there's something in that. I don't know.
You know, Mark, I wondered that when I heard it too, because I too have heard that before, that less of the smokers were falling ill to it, if that was a known fact. But yeah, then when they said they were making...
I don't know if that was fact, but it was definitely one of the... I think in the early days, they were clutching at straws. It was anything and everything, Let's find out, let's take a demographic, and work out who's catching it, who isn't, why they're catching it, why they're not, and et cetera, et cetera. And I think that was just one of those anomalies. I don't know, but I don't smoke, so...
But why not put tobacco? Why not put tobacco in the vaccine if it works?
Well, there's I'm sure there are plenty of chemicals in tobacco that haven't been explored. I know my next door neighbour had a silver birch tree, and I used to tap the silver birch in the spring to take off a few gallons of birch sap.
Oh, really?
And make wine from it. But I found out as well that birch sap has been known to have cancer healing properties within it.
Wow.
So, you know, there are many plant-based products that you don't know until the scientists actually chemically disassemble it. You don't know what's in there and what it's capable of doing. Personally, tobacco's not high on my list, but birch sap apparently is, especially when turned into wine.
Now you got me craving that birch sap wine this morning. Let's have a glass. Let's pour a glass, Evan.
Really? Wow.
And before I leave, Bonnie, Evan alluded to the fact I should ask you this question. When you read the news, you clap your hands. Did you know that?
You do? Now, why
No,
is
you
this?
do.
No, you do.
You do.
He said
You
that you
do,
clap your
Bonnie.
hands.
I do.
You clap your hands.
Oh, are you sure I'm not maybe you're mistaking it for me like moving papers?
No, there's definitely no papers. What it is, it's almost like an emphasis. But because
Well, she
you're on
puts
the radio,
emphasis.
people don't see it. Because I
yeah.
watch you like a stalker, I notice it. I love people watching. Bonnie and Evan, I love people watching. I mean, I quite often watch
That's
Evan
hilarious.
eating yogurt.
Do you think I look
Oh, my-
sexy in my dad's flannel this morning too?
Yeah, that's a big old shirt.
It's dad's flannel.
Well, you know, a lot of people, if this is true though, a lot of people they talk with their hands. Like right
With
now,
their hands,
I'm
yeah.
talking with my hands.
You're right.
Like I'm going like this.
Gotcha.
Now, if I were to sit on my hands, I could not make 3 hours without sitting on my
bringing
hands.
the hands
Yeah,
out.
I have to have my
Yeah.
hands out.
Like you got to have
Fantastic. I tend to agree, but it was just an observation this morning, and of course in the chat that everyone isn't privy to. While listening to your show, I posed that question just because it was one of those things I just noticed. Well, Bonnie's she's close to the microphone, but I can't hear it. But she's softly clapping hands together.
That's right. She's
every few
emphasizing
words.
the news.
But now I've made you very conscious of it, Bonnie.
and just before our news.
Yeah,
coming up.
exactly.
There you go. I'm going to run back to my laptop now and watch.
All right, Mark, listen, thanks for checking in from England. You know you're always welcome to call the show anytime.
And it was a great pleasure to speak as always.
Always
Thank
a
you
pleasure.
very much.
All right, take care. It's time for the Precious Metals Report brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,788.50 an ounce. Silver opening up at $23.72 an ounce. That's Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. $6:25 news time. Let's go to the news desk. Bonnie's standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A state education leader, a doctor who downplays many COVID-19 precautions, and a couple of parents were among those testifying Wednesday in support of Governor Ron DeSantis' ban on mandatory school mask policies, now defied by 10 Florida counties which have enacted them. A 3-day trial before Leon County Circuit Judge John Cooper that stems from a lawsuit challenging DeSantis' order banning mandatory school masks was nearing its conclusion. Parents from a half dozen Florida counties suing the governor says his ban violates the state constitution, which not only requires a safe public school system, but also gives school boards the power to operate, control, and supervise schools within their districts. The lawsuit by parents from Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Hillsborough, counties argues that DeSantis wrongfully assumes that state authorities can better determine the local health risks and educational needs of students and teachers. The influx of COVID-19 patients strain on hospitals throughout Florida. But what about people who need to go to the emergency room who don't have the virus? WPTV's Ryan Hughes reports.
But it's not reality until you actually experience it yourself.
Jackie Robinson recounting a recent visit to the emergency room as coronavirus cases continue to surge in South Florida.
I walked in there and I literally saw people carrying in COVID patients and screaming in pain and agony.
Last week, Jackie says she was having a bad reaction to chemo, so she packed a go bag and went to Jupiter Medical Center. The 51-year-old is battling melanoma, and she says the cancer has spread since the beginning of the pandemic when elective surgeries were canceled and she was forced to wait.
As a result, when I finally got to the hospital, I had 22 lymph nodes removed that were golf ball size, full of melanoma cancer, which took me to from stage 1 to stage 4.
Jackie has been receiving care and treatment here for months, but says she only recently realized what doctors and nurses are going through after having to wait in the emergency room.
I watched these doctors and nurses push through and keep going.
Doctors stress the majority of COVID patients admitted are unvaccinated. And after recently losing friends to the virus, Jackie is making a plea, hoping to change someone's mind.
Please go get your vaccine. Help our doctors. They're tired. And then think about the impact that you're having on others.
Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
A COVID reminder, even if you don't feel sick, you could still spread the virus.
Fully vaccinated people who do get COVID but have no symptoms can still infect other people.
The data also shows very clearly that people who have the Delta variant continue to shed enough virus to infect other people for as much as 18 days after their initial positive.
FIU's Dr. Eileen Marty believes the best protection to prevent the spread is through masking, social distancing, and good hygiene practices. She says research also shows even those younger than 3 can spread the disease to the susceptible. Eric Rodriguez, Miami.
Well, lastly, a Wellington man became one of Palm Beach County's newest millionaires this week. The Florida Lottery said Wednesday that Gilberto Rodriguez claimed the $1.75 million Florida Lotto jackpot from a drawing held on July 24. Rodriguez chose to receive his winnings as a one-time lump sum payment of $1.37 million. Lottery officials said Rodriguez purchased the winning quick pick ticket from a Publix in Royal Palm Beach. The retailer will receive a bonus commission of $20,000 for selling that winning ticket. Serena Williams added herself to the list of big-name withdrawals from the U.S. Open on Wednesday, pulling out of the year's last Grand Slam tournament because of a torn hamstring. Williams hasn't competed since injuring her right leg in the first set of her first round match at Wimbledon in late June. News time at 8:29 with weather and traffic together coming up.
$8:30 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, we reported earlier the 2 accidents together on the Turnpike. There were 2 in that 5-mile vicinity. It looks like those accidents have cleared up. So northbound on the Turnpike in Stewart and Port St. Lucie, that's looking clear, and southbound direction as well. Oh, just keep in mind there's a prescribed burn going on in Hope Sound on I-95 area right around mile marker 90. So use caution during that prescribed burn going on. There's your latest look at traffic. 76, partly cloudy skies in Port St. Lucie. In Sayulita, Mexico, a partly cloudy 80. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s, scattered showers and some storms possible for the morning commute. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy downpours and lightning. Rain is expected to clear throughout the late morning hours, but clouds lingering throughout the day, highs in the low 90s. Tomorrow, scattered showers and storms possible through the early evening hours, staying hot and humid with highs in the low 90s. For the weekend, rain chances about 40 to 50%. Saturday, the wetter of the 2 days with highs in the low 90s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
8:34 right now is the time on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for the Space Report. Without further ado, here's the man with the plan, Randy Siegel. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning to you, sir. Well, it appears that Russia is getting ready to fly 2 more space tourists into orbit before the end of the year. They make the announcement as to who that will be during the Astrological Congress in the United Arab Emirates in October. The United States stands on the verge of purchasing another seat on a Soyuz rocket just in case we have any problems with our vehicles. And by having this vehicle ready, 2022, NASA will have the opportunity to fly on Soyuz and possibly have an exchange of astronauts flying on U.S. vehicles. You may recall that there was a spacewalk that has been postponed several days from the International Space Station. And the reason for that postponement, is a pinched nerve in the neck of Mark Vanderhee. Vanderhee had a slight pinch nerve, which is being worked out now, and he believes that they'll be able to have their spacewalk in the next several days if they can find the time on the International Space Station. We also know that Western Australia is waiting with bated breath for the launch of the next SpaceX Dragon vehicle. The SpaceX Dragon vehicle yesterday underwent a to show that it is ready to fly to the International Station. The static firing was highly successful, and now, if the weather cooperates, it will launch at 3:37 a.m. on Saturday. It'll end a drought of SpaceX flying to the International Space Station of about 2 months. But now, if the weather gods hold up and there's a 60% chance of favorable weather, then they will be able to launch this vehicle to the space station. Again, that's going to be at 3:37 a.m. on Saturday. Aboard the station have a specific they follow, and they had test tasting before they left Earth. Currently, a lot of the astronauts crave certain things, like fresh fruit, for example, on the station, which is one of the things that will be carried in the Dragon vehicle that's coming up there. They also like to have things like oatmeal. They like cherries, raisins, apples. So the astronauts will be supplies in addition to what's already on board the International Space Station. Astroscale, an up-and-coming space company, plans to test the first technologies for a capture and removal of objects in orbit by releasing and then recapturing a small satellite. This was announced during a space symposium, and they intend to carry it into the future. Japan is also working on a similar device that would allow us to deorbit some of that space junk that has been around for more than 40 years. One of the big pacing items, if you can believe it or not, is liquid oxygen. Yep, you heard me right. Liquid oxygen. And the reason for the liquid oxygen shortage is because of COVID. There's a widespread shortage of liquid oxygen that is linked to the latest wave of the corona pandemic. SpaceX said they're finding it increasingly difficult to get liquid oxygen, the component in respirators that are used in hospitals. So as the virus continues to wreak havoc on most people, it also wreaks havoc for companies as well as space. NASA's administrator, Bill Nelson, has been invited to Russia along with Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Richard Branson for the launch of a Soyuz vehicle carrying an actress into space before the end of this year. Whether or not they will attend, it remains to be seen. Bill Nelson is also occupied in figuring out how long the International Space Station will remain in operation, as well as a potential emerging threat from China in the space race. China, in the last couple of satellites, both of them having military applications. Blue Origin is potentially going to fly this afternoon with its next New Shepard vehicle. In this case, the vehicle will carry scientific experiments as opposed to individuals going into orbit. The next batch of OneWeb spacecrafts has arrived at the Vazhny Space Center in eastern Russia. It'll be launched on a Soyuz 21B vehicle on September 14th, but the satellites are being readied for that particular flight. Paralympics. Yep, The astronauts on board the International Space Station are saluted for Paralympic Games. Part of that was that they put a bunch of tubes together to form a flame, if you will, for the ceremony. As you know, they will not burn anything in space, but they put it together as a symbol. The astronauts will be participating in the games that'll take place. And how are they participating? Well, the astronauts will be doing, ready for this, in a video that has gone viral, they'll perform competitive routines in synchronized space swimming, complete with weightless tumbling and flipping. The crew members also will compete in individual events, including no-floor gymnastics and the game of no hand ball, which requires them to pass a ping pong ball through the hatch only by blowing on it. In space sharpshooting, the sportsman will try to hit a target with a rubber band. Kind of a neat way to have fun in space and also salute the Paralympics. The impact of United Launch Alliance having problems is going to create a lot of havoc for the company as well as the United States space efforts. In a leaked email, United Launch Alliance characterized the leadership of NASA as incompetent and unpredictable. There'll be repercussions, to say the least, from that. Tomorrow we'll tell you about whether or not they flew from Spaceport America and getting ready for another spacewalk. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's the Space Report with Randy Siegel. He's on the program each and every weekday at this time. 8:43, it's news time. All brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on any type of precious metals, please go see Hawk Levy at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Here's Bonnie at the news desk with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. President Joe Biden is continuing to defend the decision to withdraw all troops from Afghanistan by August 31st. Here's WPTV's Washington reporter Joe St. George with the story.
We are currently on a pace to finish by August the 31st.
President Biden continues to defend the decision to withdraw all American troops from Afghanistan by August 31st. As of Wednesday morning, 82,000 plus people have been evacuated from Kabul over the last week and a half. But while President Biden remains confident in the rescue effort going on in Afghanistan, the American people are becoming more skeptical. For the first time in his presidency, more Americans disapprove of the president than approve of him. That's according to Real Clear Politics polling average, which calculates all the polling that's being conducted on the president. It's not just one individual poll.
It's not just polls expressing skepticism. Members of Congress are expressing skepticism as well, which is why efforts to hold the Biden administration accountable for what's happened in Afghanistan will begin soon.
We view this, as I said during the hearing, as the beginning of vigorous oversight of what went our departure from Afghanistan.
That was Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, a Biden ally who leads the House Intelligence Committee earlier this week. Meanwhile, Chairman Gregory Meeks, another Democrat who leads the House Foreign Affairs Committee, has already said he wants the Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and Secretary of State Antony Blinken to testify soon in a public hearing. It is imperative that the administration provide the American people and Congress transparency about its Afghanistan strategy, he wrote in a letter. Meanwhile, some Republicans are vowing a lengthy investigation if they take back control of the House, especially since billions of American taxpayer dollars were spent training Afghan troops to fight the Taliban. Republican Congresswoman Claudia Tenney of New York tweeting for us to start discussing an Afghanistan Select Committee. The reality is, while President Biden will not be testifying under oath because of the laws that stop him from doing so, his top advisors will be soon. Congress's scrutiny of President Biden's orders in Afghanistan could begin this fall and potentially last year's. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
A hearing in the lawsuit by parents challenging Governor Ron DeSantis' ban on student mask mandates continues for a fourth day today with closing arguments. Leon County Circuit Judge John Cooper said he expects to rule in the case tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, DeSantis is again saying that the school districts requiring students to mask up are breaking the law.
They're overriding what the parents' judgment is on this. There are parents who have kids who have already recovered from COVID over the summer, who have immunity. That's been absolutely demonstrated. And these school districts are saying, no, you have to wear a mask even if your parent doesn't want that.
The governor speaking at the opening of the latest monoclonal antibody treatment center in the Villages. The mayor of Tampa says she will require city employees to get the COVID-19 vaccine.
September 30th is the date that we are looking at to have all of our city employees, our personnel, safely vaccinated against COVID-19.
Mayor Jane Castor says she's working out exemptions for those who have medical issues or already have antibodies. Delta Airlines will charge employees on the company health plan $200 a month if they fail to get vaccinated against COVID-19, a policy the airline's top executive says is necessary because the average hospital stay for the virus costs the airline $50,000. CEO Ed Bastian said that all employees who have been hospitalized for the virus in recent weeks were not fully vaccinated. The airline said Wednesday that on September 30, it also will stop extending pay protection to unvaccinated workers to contract COVID-19 and will require unvaccinated workers to be tested weekly beginning September 12, although Delta will cover the cost. Employees will have to wear masks in all indoor company settings. And lastly, musicians are mourning the death of Charlie Watts, the drummer who provided the backbone of the Rolling Stones songs for more than half a century. Watts died Tuesday, age 80, and Paul McCartney reacted in a video on his Twitter account. "He's a lovely guy, and I knew he was ill, but I didn't know he was this ill," McCartney said. Ringo Starr shared a photo of him and Watts together, writing hashtag God bless Charlie Watts. "We're going to miss you, man. Peace and love to the family." And Elton John remembered Watts as the most stylish of men and such brilliant company. LSU, they became the first school in the Southeastern Conference to mandate that all fans 12 and older who want to come to a home game must provide proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 PCR test within 72 hours of their gates opening. News time is at 8:49. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$8:50 right now on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, keep in mind there's a prescribed burn going on this morning in the Hobe Sound area. So right around I-95 at mile marker 90 is where you're going to get into that smoky area. Use some caution there this morning. Otherwise, we're not finding any accidents. Looking good in St. Lucie County and Martin County on the roads. There's your latest look at traffic. It's partly cloudy and 78 here in Stewart. It's raining again in Port St. Lucie at 76. Here's more on our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s, scattered showers and some storms possible for the morning commute. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy downpours and lightning. Rain is expected to clear throughout the late morning hours, but clouds lingering throughout the day, highs in the low 90s. Tomorrow, scattered showers and storms possible through the early evening hours, staying hot and humid with highs in the low 90s. For the weekend, rain chances about 40 to 50%. Saturday, the wetter of the 2 days with highs in the low 90s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Get Up and Go Show would love to hear from you live on the air. Give us a call at any time. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Get ready for the Apple TV spin-off for dog lovers.
Well, I got attacked by our neighbor's dog.
Ted Lassie.
I do remember being afraid of dogs while growing up.
What is it, girl? There's an American football coach in England, and he's coaching soccer?
Ted Lassie.
Those things come into our lives, help us get from one place to a better one.
Coming soon to Apple TV.
Feeding them, taking them on walks, playing fetch, all that fun stuff.
There's a man who's always doing yard work, just to prove he's not afraid of hard work. Oh, he's pulling up the weeds that reach above his knees. Odds are he'll be itching by the morning. Poison Ivy Man, poison Ivy Man. Although he's a nice guy, don't ever shake his hand.
Linda Salisbury would love that parody.
Yeah, she would.
She would like that one.
I think she would be dancing.
Now you know the original song from that, right?
Secret Agent
Yeah,
Man.
Secret Agent Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. I like that one.
Was that Johnny Rivers?
I'm not sure. I don't know who did that one.
Same guy that did Welcome Back Baby to the Poor Side of Town. I'm pretty sure Johnny Rivers on that.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not too good on the artists. You'll have to you're usually pretty good on stuff like that. You're the music guru.
From working at an oldie station.
Yeah, definitely so.
Back in the day.
Definitely so. So wow. So we're just about done and out of here. And then 21 more hours, and of course we come back and we do it all over again. But it's been a good 3 hours this morning. It just went by like that fast.
Remember, I had that amazing story too of the day before yesterday about the girl with the bumblebee. She saved a little bumblebee, and then it was following it, her all around.
Yes, I remember that one.
Well, with saving bees, there's another really cool thing going on with this guy in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Zach Chaboter.
Mm-hmm.
Set a world record rollerblading over 6,200 miles from British Columbia to Newfoundland.
Oh, wow.
And he's doing it all to raise awareness for saving the bees.
Wow, very nice.
So he's rollerblading, and his charity is called Blading for Bees.
Very nice.
I love it.
Excellent, excellent. Good morning. You're on the air.
I could never rollerblade.
Well, you could never do anything. That's besides the point.
I tried it a few times. I'm surprised I didn't break an arm.
You're helpless. That's what everybody says.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I've been told.
Yeah,
absolutely.
This is true.
Oh.
This is true. Yes.
No.
I'm on the way to Fredo's party for Bentley.
Oh, you're on the way to the birthday party.
Yeah, I'm on the way.
Oh, geez, you're gonna have to report back tomorrow and let us know, because I understand there's some people there that we know, especially somebody that's very near and dear to me, like.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard Rachel's at the party.
I'm like, what is going on? Why is my wife at Fredo's party? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she snuckily got over there. Didn't realize Fredo was on the phone.
I'm gonna have to call her job to see if she's at work, or actually, I can actually track. Wait, hold on. Let me open up my tracking device and see where the vehicle is. I do. We can see where each other is.
Oh yeah.
What do you have, Rachel Chip?
Yeah, I have Rachel Chip.
Oh
wow. No, she's not at work.
Uh-oh.
Oh my.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a conversation. Yeah, the wife is not at work. Okay, so yeah, that's not good.
Oh, Phil, when you get to the party, you can drink the natty ice for me.
Yeah,
I'm not going to make it to the party this
Oh,
year.
you're not going to make it? Okay.
No. So please drink the natty ice for Bonnie.
I drink scotch and carrot juice.
All right, there you go.
I get drunk, but I see good.
All right, Phil, have a great day, and we'll talk to you.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. That's a wrap for us, folks. We are completely done like burnt toast. We're out of here for about 21 hours, and we'll be back sometime tomorrow. Remember, if you have good values on the inside, you won't look for validation on the outside.
Yeah, take care on a Thursday. Drive safely through the rain, too, this morning.
Have a great day, folks. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station.